Humiliation.
It doesn't just sting, it lingers. It's the kind of memory that replays quietly in your mind long after the laughter fades and the moment ends. But what if humiliation wasn't the end of your power, but the beginning of it? Because a Machiavellian doesn't fear public embarrassment, he uses it. To the average person, humiliation feels like defeat. To the Machiavellian, it's an opportunity for strategic reversal, a calm, calculated shift that turns the one who mocked into the one who loses control. Before learning how to reverse humiliation, you must understand why it works. It's not just about feeling embarrassed, it's about social positioning. When someone humiliates you publicly, they're doing three things. They seize the narrative, shape how others see you before you can respond, and test your reaction. How you respond determines whether you gain respect or become irrelevant. Most people fail this test. They overreact, justify themselves, lash out, or withdraw. But Machiavelli would tell you, the worst thing you can do is show that it hurt. The moment you appear defensive or shaken, you confirm their success. So, what's the Machiavellian move? You don't react to the insult, you react to the audience. The truth is, the crowd matters more than the attacker. In humiliation, the real rail lies not in what was said, but in who witnessed it. Your counterattack, then, isn't verbal, it's psychological theater. You don't fight fire with fire, you fight it with frame control. Step 1. Neutralize the stage. When someone mocks you, they expect emotion, anger, defense, or retreat. Instead, you go still, not weak, but composed. Hold silence, steady eye contact, maybe a slow, surgical smirk. This moment isn't for your attacker, it's for everyone watching. You're signaling not fear, but calculation. And that alone shifts the energy. Silence in the face of shame is unsettling. People start wondering, what's he thinking? Why isn't she reacting? The crowd moves from laughter to uncertainty. Step 2. Reframe the attack as weakness. Machiavelli mastered this. He didn't just endure insults. He turned them into reflections of his enemy's insecurity. Suppose someone mocks your looks, your past, your failure. Don't deny or argue. Say something like, "It's interesting how badly you needed to say that." Or "That's a lot of performance for so little impact." You've just flipped the frame. You're no longer defending, you're analyzing. The humiliation now exposes their need for validation, not your flaw. Step 3. Own your flaw before they can weaponize it again. If the insult holds truth, claim it. Calmly say, "Yeah, that happened, and I'm still standing," or "They've tried that one before, still says more about them than me." You've removed their weapon's power and replaced it with strength. The Machiavellian doesn't hide scars. He refines them until they shine. You're showing that you no longer seek approval. You control the narrative. Dominance begins when you stop trying to look strong and start appearing unbreakable. Looking strong invites challenges. Looking unbreakable stops them. Machiavelli believed perception of invincibility is stronger than proof. If people believe you can't be humiliated because you don't follow those emotional rules, no one dares to try again. And if they do, you'll own the stage they built to destroy you, turning it into your throne. True revenge isn't rage, it's indifference, wrapped in precision. This power isn't given, it's built through rejection, betrayal, and public embarrassment. Only those who learn to weaponize perception rise stronger from humiliation. Because humiliation isn't about words, it's about who defines their meaning. In any public setting, a dinner, workplace, classroom, or online, the person who defines the moment controls the emotional outcome. That's why Machiavelli's approach isn't to retaliate, but to redirect. Suppose someone throws a sharp line for cheap laughs, like, "Didn't you mess that up last time too?" Most people defend or deny exactly what the attacker expects. Instead, pause, let silence hang. Then say, "You've been holding on to that one for a while, haven't you?" Suddenly, the focus shifts. from your failure to their obsession. That's the essence of the Machiavellian reversal. You don't deny reality, you reframe it. You allow the attack, but use it to expose them. This principle runs deep. The Stoics lived by it. Sun Tzu taught it, but Machiavelli refined it. He understood that in the theater of power, the most dangerous person isn't the one who reacts, but the one who waits, absorbing, analyzing, and striking with meaning, not emotion. One of his most precise tactics: turn their insult into a confession. When someone mocks you, it often says more about them than about you, but only if you reveal it. If someone says, "You're overcompensating," don't defend. Simply reply. Interesting thing to notice, you speak from experience. In that instant, you imply projection. They become defensive, and the energy flips. People who humiliate others do so to mask their own insecurities. When you respond with calm curiosity, you force them to face their own reflection. And staying emotionally flat, cold, precise, terrifies them. Anger still means they control your emotions. Calm reversal means you control the game. Humiliation can then become status elevation. Survival isn't just escaping unharmed. It's winning the scene, because the crowd never remembers the words. They remember who held control. In any humiliating moment, your face becomes the frame. Your silence the suspense. And when you speak, it must sound like strategy, not defense, as if you saw the trap coming. When you turn a moment designed to shame you into one that looks orchestrated by you, laughter dies and fear takes its place. Humiliation only lasts when you play the victim. But when you act like the architect of the moment, you become untouchable. The real power play isn't avoiding humiliation. It's shaping your reputation so precisely that anyone who tries to shame you ends up exposing themselves. Machiavelli taught that true power doesn't come from striking first. It comes from staying unshaken under attack. What destroys most people isn't the insult, it's the emotional collapse after it. The panic, the explanations, the rush to save face. But power doesn't rush. It moves with weight. When someone tries to humiliate you, your response should slow the moment. Lower your energy, speak less, and let your body say, "This is beneath me." Because the instant you match their tone, you validate their game. But when you stay grounded, calm, almost amused, you've already begun to reverse the effect. For example, so that someone interrupts your story with, "Wow, you think everything you say is that deep." Most defend themselves. "No, I was just sharing." But that's self-justification, and it signals defeat. A Machiavellian instead pauses, meets their eyes, and says, "Interesting how much that bothered you." Instantly the frame flips from "you're arrogant" to "why are they threatened?" That's the art of the reversal, using their attack as a spotlight on them. You don't win with louder words, but with presence. Humiliation is performance, and every performance needs an audience. If you control the audience, you control the meaning. That's why, when insulted, you don't respond to the person, you respond to the room. Your posture, tone, and stillness communicate that you're choosing silence, because you've already won. When you stay unreadable, you break the social script, and unreadable people are feared. Understand this. Humiliation is often rehearsed. Many insults are premeditated for attention. So, when you show no reaction, you destroy the illusion. If someone throws a snide line, don't worry, you'll get it right eventually. Respond calmly. "That one sounded rehearsed. Been saving it." You've just turned their clever moment into awkward exposure. And when the laughter fades, the attacker becomes the punchline. That's the reversal. Quiet, elegant, devastating. If the humiliation is non-verbal, exclusion, being ignored, dismissed, the Machiavellian approach is simple. Don't chase inclusion. Disengage strategically. Redirect your attention. Build gravity elsewhere. When you stop giving attention to those trying to belittle you, you strip them of power. Sometimes, silence is your sharpest weapon. Let them overextend, talk too much, and lose the room. When the moment collapses, end it with one cold line. You seem really committed to this performance. Then stop talking. Humiliation only works on those desperate to protect their ego. When you're detached from the need to appear perfect, you become immune, and that immunity frightens those who thrive on weakness. True psychological armor doesn't block attacks. It makes others hesitate to strike, because they no longer know what you'll do. Only that whatever you do will be precise. Power doesn't shout or scramble for validation. True Machiavellian power stays calm in the storm, knowing the storm can be redirected. People who humiliate you aren't just mocking you. They're trying to rewrite your identity in public. That's identity warfare. If you don't reclaim the frame, the crowd accepts their version of you as truth. So, how do you destroy that frame? First, the law of disruption. When someone humiliates you, they've rehearsed it. Break their rhythm. Pause. Take a sip. Lean back. Stay silent. This creates tension, and suddenly, they lose audience control. The attention now shifts to you, not as weak, but as unpredictable. Second, the precision cut. When you finally speak, never defend. Expose their need for validation. If someone sneers, "Did you really think that was impressive?" Reply calmly, "Strange how much attention you give me for someone who's not impressed." The crowd sees it. They're obsessed, not confident. You've flipped the power dynamic without raising your voice. Third, don't be right. Be undeniable. Winning the crowd isn't about facts. It's about frame control. Who defines what just happened? Say, "That's one interpretation." But the fact you need to say it says more than the words themselves. You've dismissed their version of reality without confrontation. Fourth, the echo of dignity. After the reversal, don't gloat, don't explain, just move on. Dignity echoes louder than defense. People remember stillness more than noise. Finally, anticipate future traps. Once you reverse humiliation, expect another attempt, softer, subtler, a fake compliment, a leading question, strategic silence. Never react emotionally, respond with direction. Because the moment someone tries to humiliate you, they reveal their fear. You're a threat. Let that awareness be your quiet advantage. You don't chase revenge or applause. You simply observe, stay composed. And if needed, deliver one calm, precise line that ends the moment permanently. That's how Machiavelli would do it. Not with noise, but with silence that cuts deeper than words. The kind of silence that leaves their reputation bleeding while yours remains untouchable.